Hey guys, welcome to your 22nd C# tutorial, and today I'm going to talk to you about class inheritance. The first thing I need to discuss with class inheritance, which is one of the principles of OOP, or object-oriented programming, is the difference between a has a relationship and an is a relationship. In order for inheritance to be true inheritance, to actually inherit something, it has to be an is a relationship. So in this case, I have class motor and class car. Now, normally you would do class car and then colon to say inherits the properties of class motor. You wouldn't do this in real life because a car is not a motor. A car has a motor. So what you would really end up doing is having like a constructor method, which would be public car. This was in the 12th C# tutorial, so if you want to go back and learn more, refresh yourself on constructor methods, then go look at that one. But a car has a motor, so what you would do is do motor equals, like in real life terms you'd say Hemi or something like that, or V8. But a car is not a motor, so in this case it's an has a relationship and not an is a relationship. Now inheritance, I skipped something. So inheritance is when you have when you use a class, you make a new class, such as this class car, and you use the properties of a class you've already made, so that you don't have to retype everything out, and it makes your life a lot easier if you're doing very large segments of programming. So what we'd actually have to do would be to change this class to class car, and it's probably going to give me an error because I have two classes with the same name. Nope, guess not. And this one would be like Porsche, if I can spell it right, and I think that's right. Porsche, that looks right. And then you'd say class Porsche, there you go. And then you'd say inherits, which in C# is used by using the colon, car. So it inherits all the properties of car. So then in this, you'd say public car, and then something like set the motor type, set the horsepower, the max speed, the tank size, and stuff like that, and say like int tank size equals what's a standard tank size, 10.0 liters or something. And then, oops, that's not gonna work. 10 there. And then like int cylinders. Actually, that's a bad idea to do that. But I'm gonna pause it here, and well, no, I'm not gonna do that because that'll be complicated. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to explain? If you want to send back, let me pause it and then I'll come back. Okay, so also in C# you can only inherit from one class, whereas in Java you can inherit from multiple, and in C++ you might be able to also. I'm not sure about that. But so what I'm going to do, this might take multiple tutorials, but this is probably going to be the best way to explain it, is we're going to create a class called Porsche, and then we're going to create an object called Boxster, which is a type of Porsche car. I just looked it up. And the first parameter is going to be its tank size in liters, and then this one is going to be its horsepower, which both of these are probably wrong because I don't know anything about Porsches or cars in general. And then we're going, once we establish the actual object with all the properties that I've decided, we're going to do boxster.print parts, and I may come back to this as a project, a walkthrough project, and add stuff like motor type, interior types, stuff like that. But for right now, we're just going to do that. So let's start with the basic, what we're going to actually inherit, and that's going to be the class car that I had up. Oops, that doesn't need that. Okay, and now we're going to start by doing a public car, and now this Now your constructor for your inherited class and your base class is what this is called. In Java it's called a superclass. They both need to have the same parameters exactly. So you can name the variables different things, but it has to have the same number of variables and the same type of variables. But to make your life easier, I am going to name the variables exactly the same: int tank size and int horsepower. Now we're not going to do anything with that yet. What we're going to do now is go class Porsche, go ahead and start the next class, and then we're going to put a colon to inherit from class car, and then we're going to put our curly braces, and then we're going to do public Porsche. We're going to do it. I'm going to do it, and then we're going to do int tank size, comma int horsepower. Okay. And now the way we do this is we put another colon and we do base. This is to call the constructor method of the next of the base class, and then we put in what we want to put in as the parameters. So we're going to do tank size, comma horsepower. Now in this particular case, as it is right now, doing all this is slightly redundant, meaning that it basically creates more work than it does save us. I want that on the same line, please. Okay. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Whatever. But this is all, it's part of the principle of the thing. Let's close that. So now that we have that, we're just going to go ahead and create this print parts. But the first thing I'd like to do is say int tank size. Let me actually change these to make this tank size actual, just so we can save actual, and let's make these private so that people can't just access it on demand. It's probably going to give me some thing saying that it's never been accessed. But what we're going to do is say that tank size actual equals tank size, and then tank size actual equals horsepower. And what this should do is provide the Porsche class with these two variables, if I remember correctly. It should work. So, what we're going to do now is... Did I already make that other? No, I didn't. So now what we're going to do is do public void print parts. And now that underline should go away. There we go. And we're going to say, oopsie daisies. Okay. And then we're going to do console.writeLine. And say the tank size is, and then do plus tank size actual. Let's see. What's it say? Okay. Do protected. It says that it's inaccessible due to its protection level, because when I made this private, it was only accessible to this class. Whereas if I make it protected, it's accessible to class car and any classes that inherit class car. So, console.writeLine, and say the horsepower is... I don't think I'm going to add any units because I don't actually know what the units would be on horsepower. That's kind of sad. Actual. Now, this should print out 10 and 100, or the horsepower is, the tank size is 10, the horsepower is 100. Let's see, liters. Then, what is it, pounds per square inch, PSI? No, that sounds wrong, that's pressure. Oh, foot pounds, duh. foot-pounds. Let's see if this works. I hope it does. I may have done something wrong in there. Oh, I did do something wrong. Gotta do, let's go ahead and put it up here. Console.read line. But it did flash up there. What is this thing? Horsepower is never sound to and will always have its default value equal to zero. I don't care. That's fine. Let's just say 0. That's weird. Is never assigned to and will always have its default value 0. Why doesn't it do that for this one? That's very strange. Anyways, there it goes. The tank size is 100 liters. The horsepower is 0 foot-pounds per second. Huh. What did I do? Oh, duh. Someone's going to be screaming at me the whole time. Horsepower actual. That's what I wanted. Whoops. There. The tank size is 10 liters. The horsepower is 100 foot-pounds. There we go. That works. Let's clean it up. Okay. So, why is all this these 42 lines of code going to help you in the future? Well, for one thing, it's going to help you if you need to do, like, let's say you also wanted to make class BMW, class Chevrolet, class Ford. It's going to make it easier for you to do if all you have to do is take this and copy it and do, instead of saying in public Porsche, change it to Chevrolet or whatever, and then all you have to do is copy this and stuff. It's going to make it easier for, rather than getting rid of this and then having to do, basically put all this in every single class. It just makes the long-term effects are better than the short-term effects for sure. But whenever you do it with multiple classes that need to inherit from the class car, then it's going to make it easier. And I may do that in the next tutorial as like a mini project, and then I may do another one after that to show this off some more and just show you how much more useful it is. Because I've been getting several requests for people from people to do a full-length project type thing, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. And I may try to make it like, see if I can get graphics class to work. It's not working for me for some reason, but and then put up a picture of a Porsche or a picture of a BMW or a Chevrolet or a Ford or something to go with it. But that's it for this tutorial. I will see you all later.